I can't speak today. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this little corner of the internet. I really hope that you're doing well, and if you're new here, I really hope that you're going to enjoy this content and decide to come along this journey with me. Today I'm starting a new sort of series on my channel, which is going to be called From Moi to You Convos, and they're just going to be a series of conversations about any sort of topic that I think is interesting to talk about and that I have a few things to say about it. And the first ever video on this series is going to be about a message to all incoming university students, because it is back to university season. Some people are already back in university, some are starting this week, some next week. I mean, it is the season for back to university, and this is going to be a video about every single thing that I wish I would have known last year when I started university. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I have to say today is congratulations. Congratulations on getting into university. I know that it's a very, very difficult thing to do. It takes a lot of your energy. You're living through A-levels or IB or any other exam that you're doing, final year exam, and then you have to add the personal statement, university, and all of that, and just congratulations. Just take it in, sit back in your seat, turn around and look how far you've actually come. Look that a year ago you were just already still stressing about getting into university, and now you have your place and you're starting so soon. So really just take a seat and sit into your proudness, if that makes sense. Like, just sit and realize how far you've come. This is something that I do not very often, but when I do, when I look back and I'm like, wow, I've done a lot of things and I'm quite proud of myself, not gonna lie. So you should do the same thing. So the first thing is congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. You got into university, and that is already such a massive, massive achievement. So now that you have hopefully done this and you're filled with being proud of yourself and realizing how far you've actually come, I'm going to start with the positives and tell you that university is fun. University is so fun. It's a great few years for you to figure out who you are, meet lifelong friends, be in a course that you hopefully enjoy, learn something that you love to learn. So every day that you're going to class, even if you won't like every subject, let's be honest, but you're actually going to feel like, you want to wake up today and you want to learn this topic and you want to learn this subject because that's what you're passionate about. University is so fun. Really, it is really so fun. You get to do societies, you get to be in clubs, you get to be, possibilities and opportunities in university are endless. Your teachers are here to teach you, but teach you well. You get to have conversations with them. They don't see you as a child anymore, which means that you can go up to them if you want to do projects, if you want to work with them, do some research, all of that. University is fun. That's basically the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. It's that it is actually really a fun time. And then a little caveat, if you do realize you're going into university next year, in the next few weeks, and you realize that, oh my God, this course is not what I want to do, I don't like it, you can always change. You can always reevaluate and realize that, oh, that's actually not what I'm supposed to be doing. I made the wrong decision. You can always change. But it doesn't mean that university won't be fun. You might still meet really amazing friends, really cool people that are going to help you figure out what you actually want to do. And that's the fun of it. It is just a really fun time and filled with opportunities. So really go into university excited, be excited for what's ahead of you, for what's coming for you, because there is a lot and it's so fun. It's so great. And I wouldn't go back to school if I had to, because I just love university so much. It's just so much more independent, so much freer, and you're doing what you love. So yeah, that's my first point. However, now that we've talked about how fun, amazing, cool, exciting uni is, we have to talk about how challenging, scary, daunting, and difficult uni can sometimes be. And it's normal because university is such a big turn in our lives. It's usually a moment in time where we go from living with our parents, living at home, being cooked for, having people that look after us, to the big world and living on our own and having to do everything for ourselves. It is a really massive change, and it's normal that there are some challenges with that. And this is why I'm kind of doing this video, to really talk to you about all of the things I wish somebody would have told me about university, and kind of insist on certain challenging points about university, because I felt that going into uni I was so aware of all of the fun and cool things about university, but I was not aware at all, or very little, about how challenging it could be. Like, I knew it could be difficult, but nobody really told me like this in particular will be difficult or could really be difficult. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So let's start. The first thing that I wish I would have known. I wish that someone would have told me that at times at university, you will feel like you don't belong. You'll feel so lonely without being alone, if that makes sense. People will be around you. You will have friends, you will have acquaintances, you will have course mates, flatmates, and all of that. At times, you'll feel like you don't gel with them. You don't connect with them. You don't feel the same way when you're with them as when you're with your really close friends at home, which can sometimes make you feel like you feel lonely because, people don't understand you as well as your really close friends, and you can't seem to find that one person that you just connect with so well. And that could be difficult, but that's normal. It is so normal because you're meeting a lot of people at university, and it takes time to find your group and the group of people that are going to be lifelong friends, or at least friends for a really long time. It is normal that it takes time. And also another thing that you have to keep in mind is everybody around you is going through the same thing. Everybody around you is trying to figure out who they are, who they want to be friends with, who they connect with better, who they want to have in their circle. So at times it's very possible that you're going to meet somebody, a friend, and that you're going to connect with them so well. You're going to be like, oh my God, that's it. I found my person at uni, at least one of my people at uni, and I'm so happy. And then the next week, you're going to meet them again in a group, and they're going to act completely differently, and you're going to feel like, wait, I was feeling so connected to them before, and now it's like I don't know them. Well, this can happen, that person is also going through things, and maybe it's possible that when they were with you, they were their authentic selves, and now that they're with other people, they don't feel that comfortable, so they, put guards up or they act in a different way, and it's okay, it's okay to understand that everybody's going through difficult things, and they react to different things in different ways. But all in all, it's normal if at university, at times, you will feel like you don't belong, and that nobody around you connects and understands you well, and that you're lonely without being alone. That's normal. It's not normal, you don't want to stay in that place forever, but it's normal if at some point you feel that way. The second thing I wish I would have known is that the independence that comes with going into university, living in accommodation and all of that, is as amazing, fun, exciting, cool as it is daunting and so scary. Because it's all fun and games when you go into accommodation for the first few weeks and you're like, oh my God, parents are not around with me. I can do whatever the heck I want. I am an independent girl and I can do whatever I want. I could go to bed at this time. I can wake up at this time. Like, it is so cool to be like, my parents, they don't know what I'm doing and I can do whatever I want. This is my life. That's really cool. But when you actually think about it, when you arrive at university and you're left on your own, you have all of this time that before was kind of organized for you, and now there's no organization at all, and you have to put that in place. And that's quite scary. Like, wait, what am I going to do with all of this? What are the habits that I'm going to put in place to become the person that I want to be? You know what I mean? And it is quite daunting. I'm not going to lie. It's quite scary to do this. You have to ask yourself a few questions. What time do you want to wake up? Do you want to wake up every day at the same time? What time do you want to go to bed? When do you want to work? How much do you want to work? What are you aiming for in your grade? How much do you want to party? Do you want to party so much that you can't even have time to work? Or on the other scale, do you just not want to party at all? Don't even have any social sort of life because you're just working all day because you want to get that first. None of these things are good. They're too extreme. You have to find your balance. And the key thing here is the word your balance. Your balance will be completely different from the balance of your friend, of the balance of your flatmate, the balance of the person in your course. It's going to be so different because we're different people. And what works for you might not work for them, and what works for them might not work for you. And it takes time, a lot of, guesswork to figure out your balance. And I'm going to be honest, I've done a full year of university and I still haven't found my sweet spot for my balance. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm still working on it. I'm going to continue working on it this year. But it takes time and it's daunting and it's scary, but it's normal. Another thing that I want to mention in this point with the whole independence thing, and I think I've mentioned it in another video that I'm going to put here, is that before going to university, I strongly suggest that you make a list of all of the things that you're willing to try and all of the things that you are completely against trying and you do not want to do at all. Because, let me explain myself. If you know going into uni what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do at all, when the opportunity comes to you, it's much easier for you to say, yes, I'm going to do this, or no, hell no, I'm not doing this. Because let's take an example. Let's say you do not want to drink any alcohol because that's just not who you are and you don't like drinking. If you know that from the get-go, every time you go to a party and somebody asks you to drink, you'll be like, oh no, sorry, I don't drink. Voila, that's the end of the story, that's done. If you don't know, or you haven't made a clear point in your mind that I do not want to do this, then when the opportunity comes to you, somebody comes to you at a party, says, oh, do you want to have this drink? You'll have to actually think about it on the spot with people around you and being like, wait, if I don't drink, which is what I actually do want to do, I do not want to drink, then people around me will look at me this way. Oh, but it's a bit more difficult to make a decision on the spot and the right decision for you on the spot. It's better to have like some sort of hindsight and know before what you want to do. So if there's one thing that you take away from this video, please, please, please make a list of things that you want to try at uni and things that you really do not want to do. It will make your life so much easier and prevent you from succumbing to some sort of peer pressure, if that is external or internal peer pressure. Next thing that I wish I would have known, and I kind of already knew this, that was probably one of the points where I was the most aware of it, was that studying at university and studying at school are two completely different playing fields. Like, you may have a really on track, organized, workable, really, really top-notch studying skill set for school, that when you put that skill set to university, you just crumble to the ground, because they are two completely different things. And it is completely different to learn at uni than to learn at school. At school, you're kind of spoon-fed. At uni, you have the ingredients, and then you have to make your own food. So you need to learn how to cook. Okay, I think this analogy is done now. But it is completely different from school, and you have to figure out what works now for you and go through a lot of trial and error. I'll probably do a video at some point about all of the different studying techniques that I've used until I found the one that works the best for me. And there's a lot, and you have to be indulgent with yourself. You have to be nice to yourself and treat yourself as a friend, of being like, okay, this has not worked, but it's okay. It's okay and it's normal. And I'm going to figure out what works for me. And again, what works for me, not what works for my friend, what works for him, for her, what works for you. Because what will work for you will be completely different from what works for a really popular study tuber or a really popular, medgram person. It will be completely different. So just figure out what works for you. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It is so important to live your life by your terms and not be like jealous, compare yourself to other people and all of that. And these are also things that I'm trying to understand and trying to be better at as well, because I'm saying all of these things, but I'm also actively working on them because I am still young and still figuring out this whole life thing. The next thing that is really important for me to mention is for international students. If you are leaving your family, going to live in a completely different country, kind of like me, I wish somebody would have told me how difficult that is. Yeah, there is a sort of particularity of moving away and being in a completely different country that creates a whole different type of homesickness than the homesickness of you were living in London and now you go to school in Manchester. That's completely different. You have to figure out time zones, when you're going to call each other, how you're going to call each other. Who do you call? Just your mother, just your father? How do you separate the time between your mother, your father, if you have siblings, stuff like that? And when do you go back home? And obviously with COVID and all, everything was a bit more difficult this year, and I hope that next year will be better for you guys, but it is tough. It will take a while to get used to living that far off. Sometimes you might feel really low and you might just need to hear your mother's voice, but your mother is sleeping. And you're not going to wake her up for that if it's not a big problem. So you're going to have to figure out how you work with this. I'm sure you will, but just know that it can be tough. And having people around you that are also international students, or if they're not international students that have families that live in a different country, is good. And it's nice to be able to relate on these sort of things with people that are going through the same thing. So maybe join the International Student Society or something like that, so you're able to actually connect with people in that way, because it will be tough. But my little tips, as I said, call your parents often if you have a good relationship with them, call your siblings as well often, and figure out through, again, trial and error, what are the best times to call your family. So for example, for me, my family lives in Southeast Asia, at least my parents and my brother live in Southeast Asia. That's where I lived as well before. And so the best times that I found to call them were either in the morning for me or late at night for me if I'm not sleeping. So that were kind of like the two different times, or over lunch. So there is some points in time where I know that, you know, my family or my parents are not busy and I can call them then and have a longer conversation. So just kind of try to set those things in place. And it was really, really good for, at least for me, it was really nice to do this because it feels like I'm still part of the family. I'm not missing out on anything, and it is really, really cool. So I really like that. There is a cat and he's a bit too close to me, to my opinion, and I don't like that at all. Hello, I'm currently editing the video at the moment, and I'm realizing that my head keeps on turning to the left all the time. And I just wanted to clear that up for you guys. That's because a cat arrived, then there were two of them, and I'm quite scared of animals. Yeah, so if my head keeps on turning, that's why. I was just really stressed that the cat would get really close to me and that I would just start panicking, so yeah, that's why. Anyways, let's continue watching the video and continue enjoying. So yeah, basically these are all of the different things that I wish I would have known at university. And I just really hope by doing this video to be able to tell you that all of these things are normal. I might have forgotten a few of them or not mentioned a few of them because there are not things that I personally went through or things that people around me have gone through that I can talk about. But what I'm talking about is not exclusive. And yeah, just I hope that with this you understand, if you do go through this at some point, that it is normal, that you're not alone, and you can always ask for help to your friends, people around you, or any, you know, service at the university that will give you help if you do reach out to them. Another thing that I want to talk about, and that's probably my last sort of point in this video, is that yes, it is good to know all of the difficult things or all of the challenging things that could happen at university, even though my list was not exhaustive. It is important to know that. However, I think that to overcome all of these different challenges, and what helped me overcome these challenges, even though I was at times not very prepared for them, is your mindset. You need to have the right mindset. So the first mindset that I always have, and that I think is really, really important, is that yes, now with this video, hopefully you are aware of a few different things that could go wrong or a few different things that could be difficult for you at university. But if you have the mindset of whatever comes my way, I will be able to go through it. I will be able to overcome this because I am strong enough. Whatever comes to me means that I am strong enough to overcome it, and then through this challenge become a stronger person, become a better human, become a better version of myself through all of these challenges. And if they came to me, it means that I have the shoulders to carry that weight, and I have the shoulders to, you know, get through it well. So that's the first mindset that I think is really important. Whatever will happen this year, you are strong enough to overcome it. And that doesn't mean that you're strong enough to overcome it alone. It means that you as a person are strong enough to overcome it. And if you think that you need help, reach out. It is so important. Please reach out if you need help. Please reach out if you need support. That's what support teams and all of the different counseling services at university are for. So please use them if you need to. But remember that whatever comes your way this year, you are strong enough to overcome it. You are. Like, you are. Just please believe that. That's a really, really important mindset to have. And then the second thing that really helped me through difficult times at university is reminding myself that emotions do not last, and everything in life comes in seasons. Some seasons are really happy, some seasons you're sad, you're lonely, you know, you're not feeling that well. I have a video about loneliness that I'll leave up there as well. But knowing and having the mindset of knowing that emotions don't last, in my opinion, is good, because it means that when you're going through something challenging, you can tell yourself, hey girl, this will not last. This is just a season. You're going to sit through that season. You're going to figure out what you have to figure out from this, and you're going to come out of this season stronger than you were last season. You can do this, because emotions don't last, and this is just an annoying moment to go through, but you can do this. You can, okay? And then another important thing with emotions don't last is remembering and understanding that when you are really happy, when you are going through really, really high amounts of happiness, and you're just feeling like everything in life is clicking well, this also will not necessarily last forever. This also is just a season until you have another season of things not going well, and then you become stronger and back to good. And, you know, life is like that. And it's important to understand that this season as well will not last, and to really hold on to all of the happy moments, all of the happy memories, and create the best memories you can while you're in that season. So when you reach this next season or another season where you're feeling a bit more down, you can remember you can remember that feeling of being happy, and that might help you sit a bit longer in that season of loneliness and sadness or whatever uncomfortable season you're going through. So these are the two different mindsets that I think are important to have while going to university, and I think in life generally, because life as well is not always roses and happy and colorful. Sometimes it's difficult, and yeah, these are two mindsets that I think are really important for you to have. And then the last thing, university is what you make it. That's like gonna be my last point for this, ending on a positive note. University is what you make it. So like, carve your experience like you want to live university. If you want to join a society, join that society. If you've always wanted to learn salsa, join that salsa society. Go out of your comfort zone, learn a new skill, join societies, join clubs, talk with your teachers, talk with your tutors that you think will be interesting for your future career at Prospect. Open up to people. You reach out to people, reach out to course mates, that's the way you're going to make friends, that's the way your experience is going to be the best. And I'm still trying to and learning to do all of these things, but university truly is what you make of it. Nobody's going to come and pick you up and bring you show you all of the different clubs and societies open to you. You have to go to the societies fair. You have to go there, and you have to make the work of actually, being open to all of these opportunities and taking them on. There are endless opportunities in university, but you have to go and grab them. So yeah, university is what you make it, and if you know that from the beginning, you will be able to create such a good experience, such good memories for yourself when you're going to look back on it later on in your life, and yeah, make the most out of it. Really, really do make the most out of it. University, as I said, is a fun time. So yeah, don't let what I've said scare you at all. What I'm saying is just to inform you of certain things that could go wrong. Maybe nothing will go wrong. Maybe everything will be just really cool. And that's really cool as well. But I feel that knowing and being aware of things is always very powerful. And it always helps you overcome certain aspects before, rather than hitting you in the face without you knowing anything. So yeah. Last point, and the most important point, is that university is fun, and I hope that you're all doing well, and I hope that your first year of university is going to be really, really, really cool. And yeah, I think I'm done rambling. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with other people, other university students that you know are starting soon and that could need this video as well. This is a community that I'm creating, that I'm hoping to create with you guys, and once I put a video online, my job kind of stops there. And then I just really hope that people enjoy my videos and share them to other people that could benefit from them as well, and start a really cute, cool community together. Yeah, I'm rambling now. I'm also mildly stressed because there's too many cats around me. There were two before, and I'm not feeling very comfortable, and he's coming back. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.